National Qualification Framework is one of the initiatives for Bahrain education development. It's one of its main elements is to promote the lifelong learning. And when we, classifying the qualification in the National Qualification Framework according to the level, there are so many things that are considered: the knowledge, the skills, the abilities of the learner. So now the workforce or the market actually having so many changes over the years, with all the changes going on in the development in the technology. The requirements for any specific occupation or any specific profession is changing over time. So what we need to do is that to have the education process give the student the abilities of course, using their critical thinking. That's very important, higher order thinking, but also to have them learn the self-teaching, self-educating, within them. Also the lifelong learning. These two, so if you look at what is needed for the market, the adaptation to any changes in the market, the requirement for the new occupations. If I am self-learner, if I am having a lifelong learning process within me, actually I will be able to adapt any changes, any requirement in the future. I will be able to adapt to it, teach myself, and be a commodity that is needed in the market. So that's how we could link the National Qualification Framework with the market requirement for the future jobs. Kingdom of Bahrain made so many efforts, to catching up with any initiative, any new thoughts, ideas, action that will create better future for the new generation, for our future kids. Is actually we are working towards it. Of course, the Supreme Council for Education and Training Development, chaired by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Mubarak Al Khalifa, is actually monitoring all of these activities, all of the initiatives, not just the BQA or the Bahrain Quality Assurance Authority. It's actually looking at all the other initiatives and trying to make sure that all of them are complementing each other, so that the plans, the higher plans of the Vision 2030 that was launched by His Majesty King Hamad.
The Quality Authority conducted a forum titled the General Directorate of the National Qualifications Framework. The forum was attended by 130 education and training professionals from the Kingdom of Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and Malaysia. The forum also discussed how to build the relationship between industry, education, and training through the National Qualifications Framework. The first technical president of Malaysian Financial Accreditation Agency, Dr. A. Chung, presented a specialized workshop entitled How Market Research is Used to Increase the Employment Opportunities of Learners. The forum also included a discussion session to design creative approaches to support the needs of the labor market, headed by Acting Director of Operations of the National Qualifications Framework, Dr. Sheikh Lebna Al Khalifa.
Today in the forum, we are discussing a very important issues related to employability, since all qualification, in order for them to be placed on the NQF, they have to meet market needs. We are discussing the challenges facing institutions, facing education and training institutions in Bahrain, and how they can overcome these challenges. We are also presenting to all the institutions other success stories in addressing employability issues, including the market needs.
with the participation of a group of specialists in education and training sectors and representatives of the employers, including Dr. Khalid Mtawwa, Director of Business Systems and Information Technology at the E-Government Authority, Mr. Jeff Hancock, Director of Education at Economic Development Board, Mr. Ahmed Al-Rais, Director of Jasser Capital, and Ms. Emma Janahi, Director of Academic Development Directorate at Bahrain Polytechnic.
Today we are meeting in this forum under the title of the National Qualification Framework, Are We Closer to Market Needs? And there is a close relationship between National Qualification Framework, the NQF, and the market needs. Because what we do, before putting any qualification on the National Qualification Framework, we ensure that there is a need for it. And in the validation panel that we bring for those qualifications, we have the subject specialists plus employers from the market, and the university or the education training institution, before bringing this application to us, needs to ensure that it has conducted the market research and ensure that this qualification is needed in the market. So that clarifies or gives a brief on the relationship between the National Qualification Framework and the labor market needs.
The inauguration ceremony of the Watani Bahrain Society was held under the patronage of the advisor to His Majesty the King for Media Affairs, Mr. Nabil bin Yaqub al-Hamar. The main objectives of Watani Bahrain Society are protecting the national identity and boosting loyalty and belonging. The event was held at Bahrain Society of Engineers Hall in Jufair. Mr. Nabil bin Yaqub al-Hamar gave the inaugural speech on the occasion, and the ceremony also features a speech by the Society Board of Directors, Mr. Fawaz Sulaiman, and national poems recited by national poets Ibrahim al-Ansari and Hanad al-Jodar.
We were pleased to witness the inauguration of Watani al-Bahrain Society, a society that has a cause that's near and dear to our hearts, the cause of the national identity, which we should all embrace and help support to spread the word and instill the vision and the goals of the society, which brings people together around our dear country and the values of our nation, so we can move forward and have a feeling of national unity all throughout the community.
The Society announced during the celebration its future initiatives and projects. The seminar brought many speakers, including Shura Council member Dr. Mansour Sarhan and the director of Isa Culture Center National Library, alongside Dr. Lulwa Al-Budalama and Deputy Head of Bahrain Writers Community, Dr. Rashid Najam.
Well, the Aldhaen Bahrain Society has got so many goals and objectives. One of the main objectives are to spread the awareness of loyalty and national identity within the community, and also to include or to let the community join in one force, especially the youth, to join in one force to spread the loyalty to the land and to leadership. Other objectives are to also spread the awareness of national identity, as I said, and loyalty. That's the main objective, really. We would also invest in the potential of the youth and to encourage them to join their forces and to interact with the community in order to strengthen the spirit of national identity. Other objectives are also include to stress on collective work as well between all groups of the community. We target also all groups of the community, the citizens in particular, so that by the end, we would have a coherent society, love its land, and love their leadership, and they have a very strong loyalty to their land without any discrimination in any kind of discrimination.
Watani Bahrain Society was founded mainly to promote the culture of national identity, boost belonging and responsibility for the nation and the community, foster community partnership, and to encourage and preserving heritage and Bahrain's customs and traditions and enhance the spirit of patriotism, volunteerism, tolerance, and coexistence.
We started Watan al-Bahrain today, which coincides with the National Charter of Bahrain. Our goal is to enhance national identity, loyalty, and patriotism. Our programs is enough to do that. We have educational programs. We are working in social media to give more support for our programs. We are working on our website, so anybody planning to join our society, just you have to download the form to apply to our society, and we will follow up with them.
The Watani Al Bahrain Society has just been inaugurated here at the Bahrain Society for Engineers. This society will call upon Bahrainis becoming more patriotic, embracing their citizenship, and striving to bridge the gaps between older generations and the newer generations.